Good morning to all. I'm Jeevaratnam, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute. Students, today I'm going to teach about Physical Chemistry 2, Unit 1, Phase Rule. So, now see about the phase rule. So, first of all, this theory was presented by Gibbs in 1875. It is very useful to understand the effect of intensive variables such as temperature, pressure, or concentration, and the equilibrium between phases as well as between chemical constituents. It is used to deduce the number of degrees of freedom F for a system, sometimes called the variance of the system. So the Gibbs phase rule is F is equal to C minus P plus 2, where F is the degrees of freedom, C number of components, P number of phases at equilibrium for a system of any composition. So now what are the terminologies used in phase rule? So first is phase. So phase is defined as any homogeneous and physically distinct part of a system having all physical and chemical properties the same throughout the system. A system may consist of one phase or more than one phase. For example, a system containing only liquid water is one phase system. A system containing liquid water and water vapor, that is gas, is a two-phase system. So another one is a system containing liquid water, water vapor, and solid ice is a three-phase system. So pure substance, solid, liquid, or gas made up of one chemical species only is considered as one phase. Thus, oxygen, benzene, and ice are all one phase. Okay. So next one is component. So what is component? The term component is defined as the least number of independent chemical constituents in terms of which is the composition of every phase can be expressed by means of chemical equation. Example, water system has three phases, that is ice, water and water vapor, and the composition of all these phases is expressed in terms of one chemical individual water. Thus water system has one component only, that is H2O. Similarly, sulfur system has four phases: rhombic, rhombic sulfur, monoclinic sulfur, liquid sulfur, and sulfur vapor. And the composition of all these phases is expressed by one chemical individual sulfur. Therefore, sulfur system is one component system. Thus, all the phases in one component system is expressed by only one chemical individual. There is only one point. So advantages of phase rule. So phase rule is applicable to both chemical and physical equilibria. So phase is applicable to macroscopic system and hence no information is required regarding molecular or microstructure. We can conveniently classify equilibrium state in terms of phases, components and degrees of freedom. The behavior of system can be predicted under different conditions. According to phase rule, different systems behave similarly if they have same degree of freedom. Phase rule helps in deciding under a given set of conditions. Existence of equilibrium among various substances, interconvergence of substance, or disappearance of some of the substance. So some limitations of phase rule. So limitations is phase rule is applicable only for those systems which are in equilibrium. So phase rule is only applicable for equilibrium system. It is not much use for those systems which attain the equilibrium state very slowly. So next one is only 3 degrees of freedom wise temperature, pressure and components are allowed to influence the equilibrium system. Under the same conditions of temperature and pressure, all the phases of the system must be present. It considers only the number of phases rather than their amounts. So, phase rule is applied to one component system, binary system, liquid vapor equilibrium system and temperature composition diagrams. So, phase rule applicable to these components. So, these components is explained by the next video. Okay, thank you.